Let me show you how I do this shit. Don't do this shit for fun. I thought I told you I ain't new to this. Told you I'm the one and I ain't playing with no foolishness.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to episode of the GinTV podcast. As always, your boy EAZY.
It's your boy MANU.
And A1DasauceGod.
Today we got Doozy back in the building.
Hello.
It's a goodie, bro.
So how y'all doing?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
a beautiful day outside. Amazing.
Amazing. It was a good day. So let's just get straight into it today.
Okay.
So I got kind of a controversial topic, which was actually inspired by this guy I watch on YouTube called Immortal Minds. Check out his content. Very dope, very wise dude, always preaching some smart stuff. But the other day he made a video with the title, "Are Black Women Less Submissive Compared to like Spanish and white women, like consider female counterparts?" Right?
Right.
Which seems to be a big topic nowadays, right? Like it's literal question, right? Are Black women less submissive when it comes to being in relationships, right? And I kind of did some recon work, through social media to kind of get some feedback from the community, and people literally warned me, don't do it. I posted this shit. They're like, brother, don't do it. Like this is one girl actually hit me up, so you're gonna lose your female audience. Like, I don't like, the bashing of Black women. I feel like we go through enough, which I understand, like Black women are the most heavily targeted, females when it comes to like bashing of women for whatever reason, but that's not our goal today. Our goal is to have a well-rounded, educated conversation from men,
our personal experiences,
from men that date Black women, and just some background about us. We all date Black women. Are involved with Black women, have Black children.
Right.
And so
we're all Black men.
So we're not speaking from a place of like ignorance, because we actually know firsthand what it's like, right? Because I feel like a big problem nowadays is a lot of people that are commenting on Black women are not involved with Black women, right?
Right. I feel like a lot of Black women have the misconception of the word submissive.
Mm-hmm.
Like they take it as something that's like a bad thing. Like you're submissive, you're being somebody's sex slave or some shit. Like I've heard that term come out so many times where it's like associated with being forced into something, where being submissive is allowing somebody to you're allowing yourself to be submissive. You're not being forced into submission.
Right.
Like the actual definition of the word submissive is ready to conform to the authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive, right?
See, ready. So you're ready to do it. You're not being like obliged to do it. Like it's not something that is like you're forced on you. It's like you're ready to be submissive.
It's like a personality trait for the most part. Like some people there's alphas and then there's betas. There's submissive and then there's dominant. Some people are just more dominant than others. Some people are more.
Before we dive more into this, right? I'm just gonna ask y'all flat out, and y'all, I just need a yes or no answer from her. Are Black women less submissive than other women? It's a yes or no. I don't need this guy can never just give a yes or no.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So
and they know it.
And to me, yes, Black women are less submissive than Spanish and white women.
But
right?
let's make sure we're being clear. Like it's not all Black women, specifically African American women.
That's a great point, right? Because when they bring up this conversation of submissive, right, when they say Black woman, it's a very general term, because there's a big difference between Black American women and Black women from other countries. You know what I'm saying? Like you're from the islands. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a different breed of Black women.
Absolutely,
like, you're from Africa. There's a different breed of Black women there. Like I'm from Brazil. There's a different breed of Black women there, right? So I feel like when they talk about this submissive topic, they're not really talking about the worldwide Black women.
It's more Black American.
Black women
in America.
Even women in Europe. Like I've personally dated a girl from Europe, and she was definitely a lot more submissive than like Black American women that I've talked to.
Okay. So does it bother y'all that, if a woman's not submissive?
Go ahead.
I don't think it's possible for me to date somebody that's not submissive. Like, really? I wouldn't want to always be arguing. I feel like in every relationship, regardless of whatever the dynamic is, there has to be a dominant and there has to be a submissive person. It's just the relationship will not work if there's two dominant people and if there's two submissive people. It just will not. Somebody has to take lead, and it doesn't have to be the male. in most situations. It does not, like, there are situations where women take lead and wears the pants in a relationship, and the guys the submissive ones. But me as a man, I feel like I have a dominant personality. I'm dominant by nature, so I can't be dominated. It's just not.
Okay, alpha dog.
It's just not.
Do you feel like most women are attracted to beta males or alpha males?
100% alphas.
Alphas. So what are most alpha males like? More dominant, right?
Right. No,
and by nature, more dominant. So you're gonna if most women are attracted to alpha males that are more dominant, they're gonna want, like, alpha males are gonna want somebody who's submissive to them.
And we say most women because there are the offset where some women are just dominant by nature, and they tend to date guys that are not dominant, that are more passive than them.
But that's not what they're attracted to, though.
Can a relationship work with a submissive man?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like,
would a man be happy? I don't think the man will be happy. I think in a situation from personal experience where I've seen submissive men, they're in it because they love the person that they're with. But are they happy with the decisions?
They're sacrificing their happiness for love.
For love, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Like, they're not in a place where, because like I said, I feel like men by nature are dominant. Women by nature are submissive. Men by nature are aggressive. Women by nature are passive. I don't think it's possible.
Deuce? Do you feel like in your personal relationships, right, or in your past, like, have you been with like a woman that's been more dominant than you, and you've been the submissive?
I've never been the least dominant person in the relationship.
Okay.
That being said, my girl now definitely has dominance, but I am the more dominant one.
Okay.
I do wear the pants. I am the more dominant one, but she has dominance in other aspects of our relationship.
Yo, and that's a great point as well, because just because you're a man is supposed to be dominant doesn't mean that he's a fucking militant. Like he's a militant. Like, he's not. Like, he's just like, a dictator in a relationship. Like, I feel like men are supposed to take lead in the relationship. That does not mean that the other person's say is obsolete. That doesn't mean that you can't suggest things that I won't listen to. That doesn't mean that I may not be submissive in certain points. It just means that priority or majority of the time, I'm the more dominant person. I'm the one calling the shots. Like, okay, we're going to do this. Okay, our finances should be like this. Okay, let's save towards this. Let's purchase this. Let's not use that money. Let's use this money. I think that we are expected to be like that. It's not just like, I don't know. I feel like it's a give and take in a relationship.
It's definitely a give and take, because you don't, like you said, like, you don't want to come out as a dictator. You also want to be submissive to your woman as well. Like, you want to listen to what she has to say. You want to, like, acknowledge her thoughts and her ideas,
her input. But
her input. But you also want to, like, be the first one to, like, let's do this, and she be the submissive one. And if, like, you keep making certain mistakes, like, you also want to, like, acknowledge your mistakes and, like, see it from her perspective and bring her in and let her, like, be the dominant one.
I mean, can you, like, see yourself, like, always being dominant? Like you said, sometimes you have to be submissive, right? Like, do you think it's exhausting as a man to always be
a smart man will know his weakness and his strengths, and he'll know what his wife or girlfriend is bringing to the table. So he'll know, like, when to listen to her and when to, like let her take the lead in certain endeavors.
That's I think any good boss, like, like the smartest. Any good boss doesn't necessarily mean you have to be well-rounded in every aspect of your company or whatever you're deciding to do. Like, you tend to listen to the people that work for you.
Are you comparing a relationship to, like, a job?
No, I'm just somewhat.
Yeah,
It's a job.
It's a job.
Like, you have to listen to everybody to make it work. Like, you can't just, I want it my way because my way may not be the right way. Just because I see it and I may have a specific view on it, and you telling me that, I don't think that's a good idea forces me. Even if I don't want to agree with it, it forces me to look at it in a different perspective.
See, I kind of want to compare the two, right? Like, you said the word boss at work, right? See, there's bosses and there's leaders, right? Women, when they think of the word submissive, they're thinking like they got a boss for a boyfriend or husband. But you want to be a leader. You don't want to. You want to like have somebody who's leading you, not being a boss, and that's like the stigma behind the word submissive. Like it's always being misconstrued as like, oh, I got a boss.
I have to
I
check
think,
in,
I think
like-
people take it as like, or women take it as disrespectful, and I don't think that's the true intent of it.
It's not. It's not even the definition.
As I read. So I asked him, right, in his relationships, has he ever been the submissive type, right? How about you? Have you ever been in a relationship where the woman wasn't submissive, where you try to lead her and she just wouldn't, follow?
I feel like, yeah, of course. Like a lot of women, as soon as you give them some sort of advice, they always like feel like, oh, nah, you're wrong about this. It's not the way it works. And then as soon as you prove them wrong, they're gonna come back at some point and be like, yeah, you were right. But then it keeps happening and happening and happening. And I've been in that situation where women are I was with somebody who was trying to be the dominant one.
Okay. How about you, bro?
I feel like I've been in a situation. I wouldn't say I've been in a situation where like I wasn't dominant, but I feel like I was in a situation where we both were dominant, and the relationship didn't last. Like we both just clashed all the time. Like we kept butting heads nonstop, and the relationship ended up just dying out. Like
Okay. Like for me personally, right? There's two examples that I think about where a woman should have been submissive to me and wasn't, and they always stand out to me. So this is from a past relationship, right? The first example is actually kind of a fucking dumb one, right? So we had gone to this concert in Boston, right? And we parked somewhere, right? So after the concert, go out, have a good time, right? So we get back, right? And we're looking for the car. And I'm telling her, like, yo, the car's in this level. And she's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, like, yo, just please listen to me. Let me lead us back to the fucking car, right? But yo, she's like, no, it's not. It's on this level, right? And I just remember thinking, like, yo, the fuck's wrong with this bitch? Like, I just told you, like, where the fucking car is at.
Right.
Yo, so I let her lead, right? Like, to prove a point, right? Bro, so we're, like, walking, like, 6 fucking floors, right? Like, taking an elevator to, like, every floor. And she's like, yo, I don't know where the car is. I fucking know you don't know where the car is. I told you where the car is. And I remember,
but yo, hold up, not to cut you off, but you were being submissive there.
Yeah, no, but I was.
You were just letting her lead.
I tried to be a leader, and she was not willing to follow, right? Even though I had all the tools to be a leader. But,
go ahead.
And she was a black woman, and it's just like, yo, and it's like, it makes me think of like the stereotype or like this thing, right, where black women are less submissive, and it's just like, yo, if you had just listened to us, we would have cut like 30 minutes short, right? And that is like a minor example, but it's like the minor things like that, right, that really are like the blueprint for a relationship, you know what I mean? Because like those little things add up, you know what I'm saying? Because like, yo, your girl's gonna test you for multiple times, right? And sometimes it's like rightfully so, like she shouldn't just agree with you on everything, but your woman should listen to you a majority of the time, right? Especially if you're a fit leader. And the second example of me trying to be a leader and the woman not being submissive to my advice was, like, I'm a big finance guy, right? So I'm always trying to educate people like around me on finances. So obviously, like, if I got a girl, I'm gonna try to put her on some game, right? And she had student loans at the time, and I was trying to tell him, yo, this is how you need to live your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be going out every weekend. Like, you gotta like prep for your like future. I mean, yo, if you do this, like, by the time you're done paying off your student loans, like, you're gonna have mad money to yourself, right? Didn't listen, right? Then lost her job. Now she was stressed because like, yo, how am I supposed to pay all this shit? And it's like, yo, I told you, if you had done what I told you to begin with, like, you'd be in such a better place, yo. And like, those were times where like stuff like that, and it's just like I try to lead her, right, to like a place where she was gonna be way better off, and she didn't listen. And it's
that's definitely a good point. Like, I've also been in a situation where it worked out for me, but I was trying to. It worked out in my favor, which
that's
was
always
good.
the main thing, man.
Yeah, it worked out for me, but yeah, the example is, I was looking for a condo, right? So I kind of just jump into things, and sometimes I make bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for a condo. I made the first offer. Things didn't go right. Made the found another place, right, where I'm just like, I'm about to jump into it because I don't want to lose this condo. So I was with my girl at the time, and she literally told me like, nah, go look at this one right here. Okay. Right? So I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna just I don't want to lose this one, but I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna listen to her, and we went and looked at it, and it turned out to be like the perfect condo for me. Okay. Like I listened to her, and it worked out for me.
Okay.
So like, I feel like black men can be submissive. Like it's all situational. Like if you have to
But
be able
Theo,
to.
that to me wasn't you being submissive. That was you like listening to advice.
But that's what women need to do. Black women need to do as well.
They
Is
just take
is
advice?
like, don't just like go with what you want to do. Like that is the definition of being submissive. Is willing to listen to what the other person have to say and then go along with it and just see where things go.
Yo, because it seems like black women are often on the defense. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like it's like well, it's not for whatever reason. I think there's been plenty of reasons proven on why they're on the defense.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the people that commented on it, big shout out to I think Brianna Yvette.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah.
Who actually like gave us a fucking mouthful of like why. Because she agreed. She's a black woman that said like, yo, we are less submissive, but here's why, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the times, we grow up in like households with the father isn't there. And, you know, we got to see our mothers be like the main providers, the leaders, the breadwinners. So it's like, yo, if I grow up seeing a woman being the most dominant person in my life, by the time I'm like of age to date, like, I'm gonna assume that that's my job to be the breadwinner. I'm saying like I'm the dominant one. So, but like I think what she was saying, so like it also affects her dating life, right? Because like most men don't want to deal with most not bum ass niggas don't want to be
Deal
with
with that,
dominant
yeah.
women, right?
It's just like I said, it goes against us by nature. Like
Especially if
okay,
you're an
so
alpha.
absolutely. Like your life experiences brought you to a place where, you know, you feel like women are supposed to be dominant. But look at the majority. Like most African American.
You think women are supposed to be dominant? I didn't get what you
Oh
said.
no, this person's life experience. Well, which is a valid argument that most black women live in a environment or were raised in an environment where, you know, women were dominant and the man was absent and at some point in time.
Okay.
But I feel like, you know, look at the relationships of black couples. Like when it just does not work. Like on average, relationships don't work overall. Like marriage is like whatever percentage failing marriages is at.
Shout out to our boy here.
whatever percentage of marriages are at, that number is there. But like on top of that, in comparison to other races, African American peak the failing marriage percentages. Like and that's because like our dynamic just does not work. Like the woman being dominant in a relationship will sabotage the relationship. No relationship could thrive actively unless one person is willing to be a submissive, and most men aren't willing to accept that. So
which is a natural thing, right? Like
Right.
most men should not be willing to accept to be submissive, right? The non-natural thing is women not accepting being the submissive one, right?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, right? Like now they're going against their upbringing, right? Like,
Yeah.
because when you're brought up a certain way, right? To like rewire that shit as an adult is like fucking impossible.
It's impossible, bro. Like honestly, I'm wired to be a deadbeat father, based off of
You're
my
wired?
wired. Like my father was absent growing up. I was
Okay.
raised by women growing up, so like that's wired in me. Like, but I actively make it my duty to inspire to not be that. I'm not a father quite yet, so I don't know what type of dad I would be. But I actively have in my mind that that's not something I would want. Like I would like to give my child a better outcome. And I feel like most relationships where you see that a woman is dominant or submissive, they're the one that's successful. They're married for 10, 20, 30 plus years. They're the ones that have kids in a house together.
And everyone's happy.
And everyone's happy relatively. Like, you know,
I mean, a happy is a relative thing, right? Like,
everybody's happy relatively, but they're the most successful relationships, you know, like where the woman is dominant is usually a dominant woman is unfortunately usually by herself. For the most
miserable.
part.
She's miserable.
She's lonely. Dominant women are typically lonely
And
because they can't find a man that is gonna be submissive to them.
Well, yeah,
and black men don't want to be like like I said before, the kind of men that these dominant women want are alpha males, and
Yeah.
these guys are not submissive.
Well, here's the funny part to me, right? Like, so obviously opposites attract, right? Like, so if you're if you're an alpha male, right, you're gonna attract a beta woman or a submissive woman, right? So when an alpha woman, she's gonna attract beta males, right? Which I think gives them like initial happiness because like they get to control this man.
Right.
It's powerful, right? But in the long run, it makes them miserable, because
Absolutely.
I think what a lot of
Yeah.
people or a lot of what women don't get, right, is to be a dominant person in a relationship, right, is exhausting.
It is exhausting.
Yo, and I
yeah.
don't think women are mentally built for that type of exhaustion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think men are genetically made to like built with like that kind of anxiety, that stress.
Or not even genetically made. It's like conditioned to. Like,
Yeah.
you raised to say like men can't cry. Like, you're raised to say that you have to be the man in a situation. Like, man the fuck up, little nigga. Like, we hear all of this shit growing up. Like, you have to make a decision. You have to be decisive. Women are okay with being indecisive. You ask your girl what to eat. You're literally sitting in a parking lot for 20 minutes before you pull off
Don't
because
ask.
she can't make a decision. Like, men have to pick it. Like, when women want to date, all women plaster social media saying, I hate when guys say just pick a place or whatever you want to do. They want somebody to make that decision for them. Women are submissive by nature, but they're trying to fight that and they're trying to go against it, and it's just not working out. Like, it's literally actively in your relationships, whoever is not agreeing with it, what's the reason why your relationship failed? It's primarily because you weren't submissive
cheated.
in this.
Most likely somebody cheated.
Somebody cheated, probably.
Cheated.
But you're also not submissive at some point. Like, you had a dominant person and you just were refusing to go along with whatever they were saying. Like, just blatantly. Like, it's not even to the point where they had a bad idea. It just wasn't your idea.
So
I was actually reading an article, right, where it was talking about that, like, submissive women are perceived as being weak, and men date outside their
Well, submissive, I think overall is perceived as being weak.
It's perceived, but it's not.
Right.
It's not. It's just misunderstood.
yo,
but
who's it perceived being weak by?
by black women.
No, I'm saying, but okay.
By black women, they perceive it as being weak. Like they see, and if you date outside your culture,
Yeah.
or your race,
Mhm.
they look at the woman that you're dating as being weak because you're being submissive. They're being submissive to you. They're like, oh, why are you dating this dumb woman that's like doing everything that you want her to do? Like, no, she's just like, that's not the definition of being submissive.
Bro, but I really don't think it's exclusive to black women thinking that they're weak. I literally think whenever you hear somebody being submissive, you're automatically thinking like this person is weak-minded. If
But
you
it's
hear
not.
like, if you look in a relationship and you see a guy is a submissive person, you're gonna be like, that's a bitch ass nigga. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
letting his wife take control of him.
he's out of his element. That's the thing.
Right.
Yo, I think when you see a man be submissive, you look at him as a weak man because you know that's not the element of a man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I look at dudes like that as like weak, because it's like, yo, I know this is not your natural habitat, right? Like,
Okay.
you have been beaten down and conditioned to be this weak man, right? And I feel like when like those type of men, right? And I feel like I see it a lot in marriages, man, where I feel like men eventually get defeated by women,
Yeah.
like through nagging, and like, yo, you see that the woman is unhappy because she's the alpha, right? And the man's
She has
unhappy
to make the
because
decisions, right.
he's a submissive one. Nobody's fucking happy, right? Like, yo, I feel like when a woman is the non-submissive one, she is out of her element. Like, that's why she's not happy. Like, she comes off like she's, happy to be in this position, to be running the relationship, but yo, they're not happy, and you see it.
Women would literally argue with you and tell you, you don't take initiative enough, or how come you don't plan dates for me? How come you don't do this? How come you don't do that? And these are all leadership qualities. You want me to take lead in these certain things, and when I don't do it, it's a problem. But yet, when I try to do it in this aspect, it's also a problem. It's like we have to meet at some sort of equal playing field at some point. Like, at what point are you going to be okay with me making majority decision? Like,
Yeah.
majority.
So
Go ahead, Lou.
when I'm thinking about submission and the stigma against submission,
Uh-huh.
a lot of people would say, a submissive man is being weak, or a submissive woman is being weak, or that's at least how they view it, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to be submissive because they don't want to be taken advantage of,
That's a good
or
point.
they don't want to feel that they're being taken advantage of. My mom, my mom,
Uh-huh.
she was the dominant in every relationship I've ever seen her in. And
Can I ask you something kind of personal?
Yeah.
Is your mom like, was she married? Was she in a full-time relationship? Or
My
she
mom
just,
was-
like,
my
or
mom
she dated
was-
around.
My mom was on her way to being married.
Okay.
Life happened.
Yeah.
And And
so my point is, right, like, so your mom didn't have like a husband to rely on, right? Like
she
got close.
She didn't have a husband to rely on. She got really close.
But most of the time she had herself. She had to be the dominant one.
That's it.
Okay.
But then even when those little small relationships, and I'm 32 years old, I've seen a couple of relationships. She was the dominant one. They never worked.
To our point.
My mom's a black woman in America.
It doesn't work.
Yo, so you saw firsthand that the black woman was not submissive.
Right. And
was she dating black men, white men, like, or was it a mix?
I have seen my mom with black men, I should say, a couple black men. I seen my mom with a white man. My sister's father is white.
Okay.
And a Puerto Rican dude.
Yo, I've read a couple things where I heard that black women tend to be more submissive to white men.
Yeah, they're dating. Once you start dating outside your element, you're gonna you have to be a little bit more submissive, a little bit more understanding.
Okay.
So you could learn about that other race. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to feel their way in and try to see what can they get away with.
They're trying to infiltrate the whites.
They're trying to infiltrate the whites, however you want to put it.
All right.
To see how far they could get away with things, because they know they're not getting away with these things with the black men. So they're like, all right, let me test the waters a little bit.
I'm gonna throw a wild fucking thought out there. What maybe it makes sense now. What if it's just submissive women are primarily the ones that are attracted to white men?
Wait,
what do you mean? That is wild. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man.
I feel from my personal
experience. You mean dominant women are more submissive to white men?
No, I feel like more often than not, the dominant women that I've seen aren't really attractive to white men because they tend to say that they'll walk all over him. The submissive woman is the one that's usually attracted to a white guy.
I get what you're saying.
Because
they say those type of white men can't handle this.
Yeah, they can't handle me. You're right. And it's I feel like more the women that do tend to date white men are just submissive women.
So the submissive black women are leaving the black men to date outside their race.
Not even just leaving, are just attracted to. That's just what they like. They're just also attracted. They like black guys, but then they also like
statement, man.
They also like white men.
That is a statement right there, bro. If she's
submissive,
if she's submissive, she's gonna be submissive to a black man.
She can be, but I feel like the ones that are submissive overall, okay, so if you look into interracial relationships, the black woman isn't really a dominant black woman. She doesn't give dominant characteristics off bat. And she's more she gave more
soft,
more soft,
more feminine,
more delicate, right? I think that those type of women are the ones that tend to be attracted to a white guy.
Okay.
I mean, all right.
I mean, yo,
that's a theory.
What, yo? Do you think that is because almost kind of like a slave owner mentality where you've been kind of brainwashed thinking this is the top of because obviously during slave times, right? White men were the fucking alphas of the whole fucking farm, right? They literally control everybody there, right?
Yeah.
So you're looked at as the top dog, right?
That's some fucked up shit, yo. You're going into some fucked up topics right now.
Yo, because everybody, even black women were submissive to the slave master, and then black men were submissive to the slave master because you'd fucking die, right? So do you think it's this is some mental genetic shit where where black women look at white men oh shit, saying you've been head of the household since my fucking grandfather was a slave type shit? Or is that too deep?
That's really deep.
I think that might be a
bro.
stretch.
Is that a stretch?
I think it's a stretch. I don't think that. Personally, for me, I don't know. I'm not a black woman that date white men. So
yeah, but there's fetishes.
You don't identify as one?
There's sexual fetishes out there though. I could see some black women out there wanting that slave owner just through some sexual shit. But I don't think that's something that's common. Yeah.
Gotta take a piss?
Baby bladder, bro.
I'm sorry, man.
The guy literally just came from the bathroom.
I think that's more of a sexual fetish.
I think you're going a whole nother fucking lane than I was trying to.
But I'm just saying, you're so that theory is so crazy that I could only see it through being some sexual fetish that some woman has. People have weird fetishes.
I don't think black women ultimately view white men as just dominant beings just because they're white. I don't think that's the case. I think
I think they got fed up with black men, that they just like choose a white
Well,
man just to see what's out there.
Let me ask y'all this, right?
I think it's environment.
I think, all right, so to be submissive to somebody, right? You have to be submissive to a leader.
Yeah.
Do you think most black men are well-fit leaders?
No.
Well,
He
society
said
has
straight up
like.
no. He just said straight up
absolutely
no.
not. No.
I would say that there are a lot of.
No, I mean, I need a general consensus, man. Like,
Yes or no?
Is a majority of black men fit leaders at this current time and age?
Probably not. Nah.
No.
Why do you, why
Think
why
about
no?
it. Like most of the guys that we went to high school with, like what are they doing with their life? Like
And
most
we
of them,
went to a
They're willing
predominantly
to
black.
sacrifice 2 years of their life for 200K. That's what they're
exactly
fucking doing.
right.
Yeah, we went to a predominantly black school, so we would kind of know, and a lot of them
They aren't really doing shit. Like most.
not
Think
doing
of
shit.
in comparison, like white people, a white 30-year-old and a black 30-year-old are 2 completely different levels. Like obviously, society has a play in that, and society doesn't allow, or society had allowed white people to have an advantage. But no, absolutely not.
I'll put it like this, because that's actually a good fucking point, right? Like, so most of my friends are either black or Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of my coworkers are like white, Asian, kind of like
Same here.
whatever fucking mix, right?
Yeah.
And obviously we're all collectively the same age, right? But like when I hang out with, like, I've hung out with like some of my coworkers and stuff like that, like, bro, the shit they're on, right? Like compared to my like friends over here where I grew up with is completely different, right? Like they're on like their fucking second homes, right? They're like, they're maxing out 401k. Like, like financially, they're like way ahead of like some of my friends that like I grew up with, which happen to be black or Spanish.
Right.
So I can see where, like, what I'm saying, where black women are like, because most black women or most people, right, date within their own race. I think it's a common
for the most
thing,
part,
right?
Yeah. It's
So
common,
I can see where black women, right, are not being submissive to these black men, because it's like, you're not where you should be at this age, right? Like I'm looking at like these dudes over here across the fucking train tracks, right? And they're way ahead of you. Like, why am I gonna be submissive to you when you're not on your shit? Like,
and I know we shit on
true.
I know we shit on black women a lot about like being bums, but in majority, I feel like in a decent amount of black women are go getters. Like a decent amount go to school for nursing, do go to school for whatever the fuck degrees that they want, and end up coming out making more money than most counterpart black men. Like,
so it's like, what I'm saying? Like, why would they be submissive, right? Like, if you're ahead of like your partner, like if a woman's ahead of her fucking man, like, why is she gonna be submissive to somebody that's below her financially? I mean, let's just get into this, right? Like, can a woman who's the breadwinner be submissive?
She can.
You think so?
She can if she wants to, because she has to be willing to be submissive. But when she's looking, when it comes to finances, and most relationship ends because of finances, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to finances, people tend to like, oh, I'm making more than you, so like I'm contributing more to this relationship than you, then you should be submissive to me. But if he's like a decent guy that's just like making an average wage, and he's just making less than her, like what if she's making 150 and he's making 100, right? But she feels like he's doing pretty good, right? 100K a year, that's pretty good, right? What if she feels like, oh, I'm making 150, so I gotta be, he has to be submissive to me, just because of my finances. But he's not a bum. So she can be, if she wants to, she can be submissive.
Most women feel like that though. Like most women feel like the man should make the more, right? I've heard women say that they don't even respect men that don't make enough as much as them.
You're right. No, completely. Like
That's some fucked up shit.
100%.
Is it really
So
fucked up? Like,
is submission based on finance?
I want to say it's a big part of it, man. You don't think so?
Like, well, yeah, of course it is.
Let me ask you this, right? So, what makes a man worthy of submission? Like
Because alpha status.
No.
Alpha status.
He has a
if you're that nigga, you know.
If
you're a good leader, if you're making good decisions.
Bro, I need a fucking concise list, right?
Leadership
for a woman right now, right? What attributes does a man have for a woman to be submissive? Right?
I'll tell you one right now. If he's making decisions that are successful, right there, he's making smart decisions in life, right?
Okay.
And he's progressing. Like tomorrow is gonna be better than tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be better than today
yesterday.
or
Okay.
yesterday, right?
Okay.
And those are the kind of decisions he's making. He's setting you up. He's setting like everything is going in the right direction. That's like one reason right there that she should be more submissive.
How about you?
Also, you making those decisions that are successful. But what about the decisions that are not successful? Having a solution that will get you through those problems that the non-successful decisions cause.
Okay, having backup plans.
Having backup
Having a
plans
backup
and
plan, yeah.
solutions. 1,000%.
So far we got
Having a solution for a solution.
Mhm.
Yo, no, that's actually a big
Yeah.
part, yo, because most people have a fucking plan, right? But they put all their eggs in one basket. Like, yo,
Right.
like I hope this shit work.
Right.
How about you? What are some attributes that you think a man needs to have for a woman to be submissive to him?
To be honest with you, I think he just has to have his own. Like he has to be able to just be self-sustainable.
I'm gonna
Like,
get
he doesn't need to be in a relationship. Like he's not prospering. He's not profiting off of the woman at all. Like he's able to live on his own. Manage his finances on his own. He has a plan for life, and
Okay.
that's really it. Like,
submission also has to do with sexual like dominance
Yeah.
as well. Like it comes down to the like in the bedroom as well. Like if he's doing what he needs to do in the bedroom, like that's one form
Of dominance.
of dominance that's gonna make her more submissive to you. If he ain't giving you that good D, then
Nah, yo, it's-
she might be a little bit less
Yeah,
prone
like,
to submission.
That's a good point. Like for me personally, right? Like I think certain attributes that a man needs to have for one man to be submissive to him. I think the number one is finances. Like you have to financially be like stable enough to like support your family.
Financial
Even-
literacy.
Yo, even if you don't like have to support it because she works, she needs to know that if everything were to go wrong, he's
she
holding
can
it
rely
down,
on
right?
you, right? Yeah.
Second, I think it's a big factor you just brought up. Sex. Yo, how do you really control a woman? It's through sex, right? The penis.
The D.
The penile gland. Like, yo, the D. Like, yo,
Right.
think about it. When do you really get a woman to do whatever you want? When you dick her down.
And you fuck a girl good, yeah.
Pretty much.
Right?
She'll do anything.
Yo, it's like, yo, have you ever tried to hang out with the girl and she's giving you the fucking runaround, right? Like, I'm busy, I'm doing all this shit, right? As soon as you fuck her, right? Now she has all the time in the world.
On your fucking heels.
Like, damn,
You were so busy
I thought you-
before.
I thought you was picking up overtime. Like, your calendar just clear up like that.
Put that
Right.
shit on a shirt, bro.
Yeah. You feel me? So, yo, we got that, right? I think another one is being a leader. You have to, she has to believe in your leadership, right?
Yo,
has to
also,
be proven. Like it
What?
has to be
Exactly.
proven. Like
I
it can't be just like I'm just gonna follow this nigga blindly. Like it has to be like I've seen the shit that you've done. I've seen the direction where you've come from and where you are right now. Like
another big one is your social status.
Yes.
Like how other people perceive you as.
right.
Yo, I think that's not such a big one, but that is
But
a
it's
fact.
one. Like
No, I think-
we're working down.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we're
yeah.
going down.
Yeah. I think that's one, right? Like, yo, no woman wants to be with a guy that like is
Nobody wants a simp.
is a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even a simp, right? Because if you're a simp, they're not
Yeah.
gonna submit to you anywhere. But I'm talking about there's like some dominant men, right, that are well off that just are,
You can
like
feel their
sit-
presence,
yeah,
like-
yo, exactly, like yo. So that I think what you said, yo, like a man's ability to react to certain situations if they don't go a certain way. I think lastly, but this one probably should have been in the top 3. Yo, I think is your actual strength.
Your physical appearance.
I think physical appearance. I think looking like a man.
That's why women don't date short niggas.
Yeah.
'Cause they're literally looking down at you.
That's a good point, yo. Like, maybe the women that weren't submissive to me, because I wasn't tall enough for them. Like that's because think about it.
That's,
Women
a
are,
different thought
no,
process.
but, yo,
yeah.
but you gotta look at like we're all animals in the fucking at the end of it, right? Like so,
Okay.
obviously when it comes to mating, right? Like they want to date the biggest male, right? Because you want to be with the fucking strongest.
That's what I
one.
heard women in the past say that they can't date short niggas because you feel like she'll run over him or
Exactly.
or he can't protect her.
Or like if you're skinny or something, like
Yeah.
if she weighs more than you or whatever, like
Right.
if she could like punch you and knock you out, or if you fall, she gotta carry you.
Yeah.
But you can't carry her.
I've thought about that, bro. Cause I feel like as a man myself, right? I fit all the qualities of a leader. You feel
Right.
me? Like financially, I'm stable enough, right? I've been in leadership situations, like proven. I'm saying physically, I'm strong enough. But sometimes like because I've been like I told you with that girl I was with, right? That with the parking lot situation, right? She didn't want to listen to me. And it's like, yo, like I've led you in plenty of like right places, right? Like I've done everything I'm supposed to do, but then it's like, yo, is it because I'm not physically, dominant enough, like to be submissive to? Because that's a good point, yo. Because women might not want to be submissive to like a weaker looking man or a shorter looking man. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a big factor in women's eyes.
I think it's also respect level as well. Like, if she respects you enough, she'll be dominant or she'll be submissive to you. If she doesn't respect you, then she's gonna undermine you in every decision that you make.
But in order for her to like not respect you, you have to give her a reason not to respect you. Like respect is usually earned, right?
Not necessarily. Yeah, I feel like some women or some black women are so far gone because of trauma they experienced growing up that even when the perfect man that's fit to lead them to the promised land arrives, they're still gonna fucking fight him every way. And
yeah, but that's not. You feel like that's being disrespectful?
I don't think it's being disrespectful.
Or subliminally disrespectful?
I don't think it's disrespectful. I just think like, yo, like I've encountered that, right? Where some women are just like, they don't want to listen, right? And it's like, yo, you could literally show them like right there, like if you just
women as a whole just
here,
don't fucking listen. Women as a whole don't listen.
Yo, but I think like
they don't want to listen.
Yo, we talked about it earlier, like the upbringing of like, yo, just like childhood trauma, right? Like seeing their fucking dad be a deadbeat their whole life, right?
Yeah.
Like, yo, so now, because that's one thing I've noticed about all the women that I've been with, or all the black women that I've been with that were not submissive when they should have been. That was the one thing I saw that they had in common. Yo, they either had no father growing up or they had a mother with multiple baby fathers.
Right.
Yo, you guys want to know like a crazy thought? Is that
yes,
have
I
you?
do.
All right,
Yes, I do.
Have you
Honestly,
ever seen
not to cut you off, that's a great fucking point. Because now I'm looking back on my situations, that's exactly what the fuck it was. Like the one that was not dominant at the time, or that we both were dominant.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have a father growing up. Like her father was completely absent in her life.
Yeah,
Never
bro,
thought
I'm telling
about
you, that is a big factor on whether a woman's gonna be submissive to a man or not.
Yeah.
Is the play that her father had in her life, yo. The father figure in a woman's life is so important to women and their future relationships with men, and most people don't even realize it, right?
Or just seeing like their two parents, like the dynamic of their two parents' relationship.
Yo, because if
but what if you have two parents, but clearly one is like the female's the more dominant one in that relationship?
It's probably gonna be fucked. She's probably fucked.
She's fucked, even though the father's there.
I think the father being there is probably gonna make her less fucked. But seeing a woman, I think a kid, right, seeing her father get bitched by her mom on a daily basis, like is gonna groom her to think men are weak or men are supposed to be weak. And I think when she grows up and starts dating, that's gonna fuck her up. Especially when she runs into a man that's not weak.
Yeah, if she's seeing a weak man like every day in her life as her father, she's definitely gonna be fucked.
Yeah,
she's definitely not gonna be.
I mean,
but you did have a point though. What was it?
But going back, I had a thought, right? Have you ever seen like a lesbian couple?
Yeah.
What do you usually see?
A butch and a
I don't want to use like the. I don't want to use those terms.
Bad? But is that a bad word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butch is. Can we fucking say nothing now? Jesus,
you can't say the word butch. You can't say dyke.
I can't say midget. I can't say butch, tranny. Oh my god. Just cancel this shit.
You normally see a more masculine female and a more feminine female.
Exactly.
I see the bitch that wears the strap and the one who takes the strap, right? That's what I see.
Whatever. Call it what you want.
Honestly, I think they both be taking straps on a lot.
That's the point. Like, there's usually, you could tell which one is the most, the more, like the female one that's going to be more submissive, right? And you could tell which one is the more dominant. So even in those kind of relationships, there's always a dominant and a submissive one.
Right.
Yeah.
So women, bisexual or a lesbian women still want to be like submissive at some point, and some still want to be dominant. Like that's.
I mean, but think about it. Like whenever it's about to touch a lot of fucking toes.
On
like,
what?
Like think about it. Like whenever a woman has to make a decision, she gets fucking overwhelmed, and she gets like to the point where she's flustered and she can't think straight, and like the entire thing like.
The hormones
it tends to go away from making rational decisions to just making a decision irrationally.
Yo, because women are not logical.
Okay.
And I don't even mean that disrespectfully, right? Like women.
But that's gonna come out as being disrespectful. Well, go ahead.
Okay. Yo, so I've been reading this book called The Way of the Superior Man, right? And it actually breaks down like a big difference between women and men, which I recommend. I recommend every man to read this fucking book, bro. It's called The Way of the Superior Man. Like it's fucking life changing. So it kind of talks about feminine energy and masculine energy, right? And one of the things they talk about is how the difference between how men and women make decisions. Like men were very logical with our decisions, right? Like the way we like, all right, if I'm going here, if I'm going over there, like which one makes the more sense, right? Like which one is the safest, which one's gonna give me the best results, right? Where women make their decisions based off how they feel, right? Which can be very dangerous,
Very
right?
dangerous, yeah.
Like, because you know, feelings change all the time, right? Emotions change all the time, and especially with women, right? So women are literally not built to make big decisions, because that's just how they process decisions, right? Like compared to men. So when you put a woman in a decision-making environment, obviously she's gonna get fucking flustered, right? Obviously her anxiety is gonna go through the roof because you're taking her out of her element. So because now that's a man's element, that's a masculine element, right? Because like what the book talks about a lot is like feminine energy and masculine energy, right? And like in every human, right, is supposed to have both energies. Like, like I have my masculine energy and I have my feminine energy, but like men should be more masculine dominant, right? With some feminine, like, because you can't be masculine all the time. Like there's certain times where you gotta like express your feelings. You gotta tap it into your fucking, your feminine side, right?
Yeah.
Same thing for women, right? Women are more feminine driven, but they still have a masculine side to them, right? So when you put a woman in a place where she has to be more masculine driven, right? So now her masculine side is more out, her feminine's like diminished. You're taking her out of her element, and what happens when you take anybody out of their
You're forcing her to be in a place where she's just uncomfortable and she can't. She's not structured to thrive in.
Exactly.
You start making irrational and illogical decisions. It also comes down to biology. Like I think women also tend to ignore pure, like basic biology. Like you guys have more estrogen, and we have more testosterone, right? Even though like our emotions could come out as more aggressive, and your emotions come off as like more like touchy feely things, but like those hormones definitely play a big role in your decision making.
I mean, we touched this conversation, or I've seen this conversation come up in the sense of like the argument with like female police officers, because you think about it, like the average female can't dominate a man, and dominate as in like, and arresting somebody is a dominant.
I like how you said the average.
Right, is a dominating situation. You have to be able to control and keep control of the situation. Men are designed stronger than women. Men are designed to think differently, think more logically than women. I think that in today's standard, we're trying to push so far away from that. We're trying to push so far away from everything that it's just backfiring, and it's showing clearly once again with these failing fucking relationships. Like you can't. This is how we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be dominant or submissive. Like when we are in that position, the woman then views you as being a bitch and views you as being somebody that she can't depend on.
You know what's a big problem too? I think within black women is that a fucking Aretha Franklin song.
What's that?
Which one?
INDP.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Whatever, right? Like, actually, I'm thinking about, was it Webby?
Lil Boozy.
Lil Boozy, right?
I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D.
But
how you get Aretha Franklin and Webby mixed up?
I'm tripping. What's like, I'm bugging out.
That's a wild one.
All right.
I really thought I was going somewhere with that shit too. What do like a lot of black women say? I'm a strong,
independent black woman.
What is another acronym for independent?
I don't know.
Being by yourself.
Oh,
doing things by yourself, living by yourself.
See, like,
and that's how they are. They're by themselves
with their kid.
Yeah, and that's what they want to be, independent.
That's a good point. But like black women pride themselves like on that fucking motto, right? Like you must have heard that shit like a million times, like growing up.
Bro, tell me about it.
Right now, strong, independent.
My mom
woman.
is strong and independent by herself.
See, that's the thing about a relationship. You're not supposed to be independent. You're supposed to be dependent.
Able to rely on the person.
You're supposed to play a
It's a
role.
partnership, yo.
It's a partnership,
relationship is role playing.
Uh-huh.
It's like you know your roles and what you're good at, and she knows her roles and what she's good at, and everybody is like congruent with like the roles. Like it's not we're gonna play the same roles. That doesn't work in any kind of system. Like have you ever seen like if you put Kobe and Michael Jordan together in a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna dominate there? Like it's a bunch of redundancy going on.
Okay.
And it's funny when you say that because take my house for a change. Okay, you go to my house and I'm not gonna lie. Right now, outside of my house, it's looking kind of ridiculous. My lawnmower broke.
Okay.
But I'm in charge of everything outside of the house. That being my enclosed portion of the backyard,
Mhm.
my yard, and everything around it. I'm in charge of that. I'm the most dominant. So my
You're doing all the heavy lifting.
I'm doing all the heavy lifting, mowing
Right.
lawn, shoveling snow, and just keeping it clean on the outside, making it look good on the outside when it does look good. On the inside, my girl is the most dominant. She takes care of the home decor on the inside. She takes care of the bedroom sets and all that other shit, the shower curtains. She's the most dominant. I have zero say in anything that goes on the inside of my house.
Yo, you guys are playing your role.
And that's where it's at. My girl, if she decides to tell me I don't give a fuck if it's a flower. I got the flowers outside. That's me.
I just want to backtrack. Did I say Kobe and LeBron or Kobe and Michael?
Michael.
Okay,
All right. I just want to make sure.
All right.
Nah,
Feel me?
but
So
Yo, what do you think the purpose of a woman is in a man's life?
do I think? All right. So
Like what? Yo, what is
That's a great question.
what's the purpose of a woman in your life? Like, what is she there for?
support.
okay.
Companionship, sex.
Definitely. I
Yo,
think.
do you giggle every time you say sex?
And he brings up that topic a lot. Like
everything- no.
everything revolves
I
around-
feel like people are gonna
So-
think that like it's all about sex with me. That's why I'm
Jay
like, it's
brings
not, I'm trying to think of
Yo, he
different
brings
ways.
it like a fucking kick.
Sex.
I'm shy, bro. I'm shy.
So it's funny
Intercourse?
because it's true. And I personally, this is just my own personal beliefs. Not just throwing shots at anybody, but I think that the opposite sex, the role is to bring sex
Yeah.
to the opposite.
Yo,
sex.
It's a big part of it.
Yo,
that's
men
definitely-
are sexually driven,
yeah.
so obviously
Pretty
we
much.
need
I
something that's
do-
there for sex.
I do like sex, yes,
To reproduce
no,
so-
for pleasure.
and pleasure.
and definitely pleasure. And
I mean, who fucks to reproduce, man? That's insane.
I mean, a lot of guys do, yo.
A lot of guys fuck to reproduce.
Well, it depends on
Well,
what part of the
Avoid
world
those
you're in.
guys.
Honestly.
All right, never mind. I'll take that back.
but
Yeah, we fuck her for
also,
pleasure.
I think that a female is there to remind me of my feminine side too. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because I can be pretty alpha sometimes. Let's just face it. My name is Dudes. You feel me? I'm alpha as fuck. But my girl is there to also remind me to bring that back a little bit.
Say it with your
sometimes.
chest, yo.
Uh,
Say
Yeah,
what
you
you said.
you feel me? Like I'm out here. I'm real masculine.
Yo, so to you, a woman is part of your life to make to bring you back,
To definitely bring
keep
me
you
back.
humble, right? So for you, it's
It's
sex.
like, yo, it's not just sex. It's like companion. Yeah, there's a list. Like
What's the
I would
list?
say,
Sex is
I would-
number one, obviously.
nah, it's up there though. It's like, come on, why you go up to a girl like to bag her? Like you trying to do a little bit more.
I'm
But,
to make
like, yo,
I'm trying to make friends out
eventually-
here, man.
Yo, eventually it turns into like, yo, you want somebody that you can see yourself long term. You want somebody who's gonna listen to you, right? You want somebody who's always there. Like you come home, like somebody's gonna be there. You don't want to be like these lonely black women who's independent.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that.
Yo, what's a woman's purpose in your life?
I think, like I said, overall, just support. Like whatever I got going on, support me in that. Or
Support?
tell.
No sex?
I mean,
Bro, you ain't
obviously-
fucking. You ain't fucking your girl.
I mean,
Is
obviously,
that the
sex.
number one thing? Is support?
I mean, obviously, sex. But I think
Support
long
sexually.
longevity.
I got friends for. I
Support
got
sexually,
friends.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Can
I
you
get
not
support
judge
from my
them?
friends.
Can you not judge them? Jeez.
I
Well,
think
I-
overall, just support. Like you know, I have a certain outlook on how I would like my end relationship to be like, and I think as a man, I'm supposed to lead us towards that, and I just need you to support me whenever I get off track, whenever I'm feeling
No,
discouraged.
you're right,
Be there
bro.
for me,
That's
like
a big
you know,
thing.
help me get there, help keep me in line, keep me encouraged, be my cheerleader. Like that's what I feel like a woman's job
Yo,
is.
it's-
See, yo, I just like for me, like I feel like I could support myself.
You
Like,
can't support yourself.
I could like I'm mentally like if I didn't have a girl, right? I could probably like go further because there's like
So your girl's holding you back?
to a certain extent, like because like yo, to a certain extent, we're all holding each other back to a certain extent, right?
That was perfectly answered.
So we're all holding each other back, right? Like yo, the reason why,
Yo, I got
like
it,
you're
bro.
not going.
Yo,
The reason why sometimes you
your
don't
girl's
go
an
out.
anchor in your life.
Yo, sometimes the reason you can forward it that way. Yo, the reason why like you might not go out on a Saturday night, right, is because one of your friends are not going out, right? So that's something that might hold you back from doing something, right? Sometimes like your girl might hold you back from making a bad decision, right? She'll guide you in the right direction, but she'll hold you back from like making the wrong, because I've been in plenty of situations where I was about to make.
You're making no sense.
You're not saying that your girl can't hold you back from making a bad decision?
That's not holding you back.
What would you call it?
Holding you down.
Holding you down?
Yeah,
all right.
let
me rephrase.
Yo, holding you back is like is someone stopping you from like
preventing
reaching your
you
success.
from moving
I'm going to
forward.
tell you right now.
Like, yeah, maybe you just chose your.
All right, holding you down?
Holding you.
No.
Like that's actually being there for you.
I'll rephrase
holding
it.
you
Hold you
down
down.
is like the Urban Dictionary.
I'm
for
gonna
it.
tell
Like,
you-
yo, holding you back.
How would you phrase it?
No,
My-
like
my
I
girl
understood-
currently-
I understood what he meant. Like
Yeah.
when you say
you know what I meant.
yeah,
My
I
girl
did
is
it.
holding me down.
You did it?
I did not. That's what
My
I said.
girl is holding me down, but my girl is also holding me back. Okay,
How's your girl holding you back?
My girl is holding me back because
this is gonna be fun when this airs.
Yes, yeah. So my girl is. I'm also holding my girl back as well.
Right.
I can be at work making a lot of money all the time, but instead I got to sacrifice some of that work time to be with my girl.
Okay.
Though I love doing it. Though I love being with my girl. And she's also holding me back because
she's fucking up your paper, which is what you're saying.
She's fucking up my paper. I'm fucking up her paper too, though, because she can be doing the same thing.
But here's the thing, right? So here's where I see your point, right? Here's my thing, right?
That's actually one of the points I wanted to make.
Yeah, sure.
Sex?
Yeah, she's holding me back from sex too. I could be out there fucking bitches, but you with your girl.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
That was gonna be another point.
I need some of that. There you go. That's correct.
I could be out here getting some
Yo,
fucking
being
pussy.
faithful.
But I don't even know about this. Nah, yo. So I actually I do. So basically, I know what you're saying, right? Because yo, I'm the type of guy that I'll work crazy hours, right? And I've heard my girl or like women I've been with, right, complain like, yo, you never got time for me, right? And that kind of makes you feel like shit. It's like, all right, let me fucking not pick up this shift. But yo, I think men don't hold women back from career.
Making more money.
I feel like, yo, if my girl's like, yo, I'm gonna pick up these shifts, bang, bang, bang. I'm like, yo, go ahead, yo, get that bread. Yo, I don't care. Like, yo, I know you're not seeing me for a purpose, right? And I feel like women don't understand that. But it goes back into like, yo, women are not logical, how I explained before, right? They're emotional. So, yo, when you're not seeing your girl, she's not putting the logic into like, yo, he's doing this because he's going to better our lives in the long run. So she thinks like, yo, he don't fucking like me. He'd rather be at work
than to be with me, right?
And that's the big difference.
And they go fuck somebody else while you're at
look
work.
at it from this perspective too, right?
She
could hold you back from like, all right, you're working all the time, right? You said that you work a lot. So you're just working all the time and you're not enjoying your life. But you're getting money.
Yeah.
But you're not enjoying your life. And she'll be like, yo, take a step back. Let's go on this vacation.
Good point.
That's holding you back from making money, right? But she like setting you.
But that's not. See, once again, I don't think that's not holding me back because like
from making money.
But because she's holding me down because now she's making me experience life, which is really the most important thing.
But she's holding you down and she's holding you back.
What if you
don't want to go on that vacation?
What if you're in a place where you shouldn't be experiencing life? Like, what if you're in a place where you should be focusing on
that's
on
not
money?
The girl that she's not doing you right.
Yo,
then she's holding you back.
Because a lot of times, like you said, like you would want to pick up extra shifts, you would want to work, and your girl may start like complaining about the fact that you're working so much, but you ultimately are not happy with the place that you're in. You ultimately see yourself, lacking in some sense financially, so you decide to want to work more. And her telling you like, okay, I need some me time, some quality time, usually results in spending money, or you could be home, and losing out on money. So it's like, I don't think that I kind of see your point where like sometimes being in a relationship can hold you back from your full potential.
Right.
Yeah.
Your potential is like to go out and make more money so you could sustain a better quality of life. And when she's telling you to like stay home, build this relationship with me, that's holding you back from things that you want to do, like making more money.
But a lot of women will argue that money isn't everything.
But like we're constantly doing that to each other.
A lot of
like,
women will argue that money isn't everything.
but not having it is.
When the money is okay. But when, okay, shit, my car insurance is due and now my bank account is overdrawn because my car insurance, oh God, we need to go to work and make more money. You see, that argument is really convenient when the money is there. But when the money is not there, that argument goes right out the fucking window.
For real, honestly, that's a valid point. It's like money isn't everything when it's convenient. When times are good, that's when it's not important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Like-
let me ask you this, right? So we're talking about how black women are not as submissive as other women, right? Do you think most men are not stepping up to the plate? Like, are most men not as masculine as they should be? Are most men, like, in today's world in like kind of a feminine energy type style? Because I mean, I've seen a lot of men, right? Like, and I'm gonna just pick out these two NBA players that just I grew up watching. That to me, like, live how you want to live, but it's a little weird to me, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'll say like Dwayne Wade, right? Like this
Yeah.
guy's he's being very feminine lately over the last couple of years, right? Like Russell Westbrook, right? Like I just saw a picture of him wearing a fucking dress.
Yeah, I seen that
I'm
shit.
seeing a lot of men get colored nails, right? Like, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I get pedicures, clear nail polish only though.
Hmm.
But like, are men in a state right now, right, where like they're becoming very feminine, especially black men? Because I feel like I hear it a lot too, right, where there's like this agenda to like feminize the black male.
I feel like women as a whole are becoming more masculine.
Okay,
Women are becoming more.
but yo,
dominant.
are they doing it as a counter to men becoming more feminine?
But I also think that they're pushing men to be
pushing it.
more feminine.
Like the feminism movement.
I mean,
Right.
think about it. Like when you watch a cartoon, right? There's a lot of like, you know,
Female leaders.
Yeah, there's a lot of female leaders there, but there's a lot of like the gay pride thing is like it's
I mean,
it's going out there.
That-
like
that's
and
in cartoons. I think that's
cartoons. It's it's everywhere.
I think that's a
so,
sto-
like,
I think that's a
So
little,
it's normalizing. Like as
No, I
if
think
you
that's a
see a
little
guy
different.
wearing
That's a little different than I'm saying though. I can see the point you're trying to make. I'm talking about they're not trying to make black men gay. What I'm saying is that they're trying.
I'm not trying.
They're trying
That's what I was
they're
gonna
trying
get
to
to.
feminize them.
That's not what I was gonna get to. They're normalizing certain traits of women, right? And black men, it's trending. So it's like I don't see the basketball players are being like, especially Westbrook. I don't see him as being feminine, but
You
he's
don't
like
think- you don't
he's
think
doing
wearing
a
dress.
He's
Is feminine.
I see him doing a fashion trend,
That's-
which is
that's-
feminine.
I see what
which
he's
is feminine.
I see what he's saying. He's saying that pretty much like
But
you know
through what is being portrayed on TV, it's like, oh, all right, this is normal. Like men
No,
could
but
we-
that's-
men
no,
could
yeah.
wear.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a movement or an agenda to feminize.
That's why I was getting to like it's a.
so you're
but
saying
through-
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you said I wasn't. But anyways, like we're saying the same shit.
Okay, all right.
All
Nah.
right. I'm not gonna go to Ralph Lauren and grab me a skirt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was in Scotland and I had a bagpipe in my hand right now,
Because it's normal.
I'm gonna have a kilt. I'm gonna have a kilt because it's normal.
That's what I was. That's normal.
You know what I'm saying? I would wear a kilt if I was in Scotland. I
Okay.
would wear one.
but not in America.
In America, I'm not about to go to work rocking a tennis skirt. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
not
like, do you think that's why a lot of black women aren't being submissive? Just because like a lot of black men are just becoming more feminine?
No, I really think it's.
It's just
I think black women
It's
are becoming
separate.
more dominant in
Okay.
today's society, and it's forcing black men to be more feminine. Forcing.
okay. I'm all right. I mean,
What are your thoughts?
I think women viewing men in this kind of light is turning them off. I think it is. They are looking at black men like yo, what are you doing, bro? Like that's not how I know men to be, and I know what men should be. I think there's like this movement now where everything should be accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a judgment free zone. Love is love. Be happy and all that shit. But I think subconsciously, right? Like when you see a man with colored nails in a fucking dress, who is a straight male, right? And that's the confusing part, right? Like they're not even gay. These are straight men doing this kind of shit. I think women are looking at it like this. Okay, like I got pants on, you have a dress, but I'm supposed to be submissive to you. Like, nah, brother, that ain't how this is gonna go, right? And I feel like it's a fashion trend, right? Like disguised, like with the deeper agenda.
Yo,
and this could be like a conspiracy theory that I'm just diving too deep into.
Yo,
You know?
obviously in the past, the man was a lot more dominant, right?
Yeah.
Do you think at the trend that we're going right now, in the future, women are going to be predominantly
1,000%.
If it keeps this
1,000.
if it keeps this pace up, yes. But what's the long term damage, right? Like you already see, like, relationships aren't working, right? There's more single households than ever. Like as women become more dominant, relationships are failing more.
And we're training.
That
Honestly,
is a
we're teaching
great
our
point.
kids. We're teaching our kids that this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, and they're gonna grow up, and they're gonna be little boys are gonna be more submissive to their female counterparts. Is it wrong to be
I punch my
submissive?
son in the chest every day.
Is it wrong to be submissive? No, that's not what I'm saying. I feel like, some people are going to be hung up on what we're saying about men being submissive. It's just men are not designed to do that. Like we're not supposed to be submissive.
Bro, I thought to me it's a balance. Like I read in the book, right? Like there's a balance between masculine energy, feminine energy. I think it should be kind of like maybe a 70-30 for men, where they're 70% of the time they're more masculine, 30% of the time they're more feminine. But men should stay in a masculine state most of the time, right? I think the movement now is like, it's like right now it's like 60-40, right? Like we're losing 10% of our masculinity, right? Like I think not so much as us. I think we're kind of engraved in how we've grown up, because I think we've, that's just how we are. I think we're men's men, you know what I mean? But I do fear for our children, or especially our boys, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think so. This is something that we got to be consciously aware as our kids grow up. Like, it's like, yo, it's okay to let your son, right, to like want to have some type of fun, right? Kind of explore shit, right? But like he starts wanting to fucking get colored nails. It's like, all right, let's hold the break right there. I'm saying like, and some people might look at it like that's fucking child abuse right now, right? But like, yo, no,
Or,
like I have
homophobic.
a boy that I have to turn into a man.
Right.
Yo, I also fear for our daughters too, because
That's a good point.
What makes a woman is like something that shouldn't be taken away from them. And
Yeah.
once you start making them like masculine,
Mhm.
you're taking that feminism away from them.
That's a great point.
The thing that makes them beautiful.
Yo, so what makes a woman feminine to y'all? I've asked y'all what makes a man masculine, and y'all give me a list, right? So now give me a list of what makes a woman feminine to you guys.
Can't be a no limit soldier. I mean, you gotta be.
What?
Oh, what?
The fuck is that? A no limit soldier?
No, I saw a post
Yo,
that said I'm tired of
please
dating.
elaborate.
I'm tired of dating these no limit soldiers. I saw a post that said that, but
I don't know what that is, bro.
pretty much somebody that's just like hard as fuck. Like I feel like you got to be compassionate. You have to
Okay.
be understanding. Like you have to be caring. Like honestly, you have to be in a place where like you're concerned about my well being. It's not
Okay.
just about you and what I can get you and what I can provide for you.
You have to have empathy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like you have to support me in a way where like you cater to me as I cater to you in other ways as well. I
All
think
right.
that that's
How
what
about
makes
you,
it
bro?
work.
What's the feminine trait that you look for in women?
Honestly, I thought this went without saying, so I don't have an answer for that.
Yo,
I mean, or it's
could-
not. Yo, like think about
Yeah.
your girl right now, right? Like, what's something about her as a woman that you're like, damn, I really like this about her, right?
like
I think-
mentally or physically.
Well, I mean, I'll
So-
give you an example for you, like to help you out. Like you said, she takes care of the decor of the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
That must be something like that you like in a woman, right? Like
Yeah.
that they handle the household chores. That's a feminine trait.
Oh, I handle household chores too. So, you know what? I think the most feminine thing
I
about
mean, you might as well
woman,
date a nigga then if you can't fucking think of something, man.
No. I'm gonna tell you, and basically, this is all I'm gonna say,
Oh.
and it's gonna be a very general term. I look for a vagina in a woman.
That's
There it is.
okay.
Manny was supposed to say that, bro.
Yeah,
not
there
you.
it is. Sorry.
I was gonna-
Sorry. I look for a vagina.
How about you?
I want to break it down like physically and like spiritually or emotion. Like, so a woman could like, from a spiritual point of view, she could bring you down to earth, right? She could like tell you like your flaws, and she could tell you like what you need to work on. Like those are like feminine traits, but she looks at it from like a caring perspective, right? From a beauty, like her body. Like when you like your body's like a very like
it's a temple.
It's a temple, right? You wanna like you don't wanna look like a a floozy or a hoe, but you also wanna I don't wanna see a girl and like looking like a dude, dressed like a dude, and then like that's who I'm gonna be like messing around with.
Yeah.
Like you don't want that. You still want that feminine.
So yo,
feminism.
a feminine feature too that you look for in a woman is like a
Her
woman that
appearance.
dresses like a woman.
A woman that dresses
Has
like
a nice dress.
But once
nice
they
skirt,
become more dominant, like what are they gonna start dressing like us?
that's part of it.
Right? A pantsuit and shit. Like
That's already where it's going. Like at one point, women didn't wear pants.
right.
Now they do.
So like that's a physical and a spiritual trait. Like I want to see my girl cry at at an event, something that I can't do,
Yo, so
that I'm not gonna do.
that's a big thing to me. Yo, you want a woman to be emotional.
Yeah, you want her to be
in tap
emotional.
with her emotions. That's a big feminine feature, right? And women is emotions, right? Like which men lack, right? So, like I said, it's a give and take, right? Like what you have, right? You're gonna attract, or what you don't have is what you're gonna attract in your life, right? So if you're not an emotional person, like most men aren't, you're gonna want an emotional counterpart, right? So that it helps you tap into that part of you.
Also, those maternal tendencies.
Yeah.
Like you want a woman that's gonna be
Nurturing.
a mother to your kids.
Nurturing, very good. That's a good
Nurturing,
word.
yeah. You want a woman that's gonna be like nurturing to your kids. Like you don't want
No,
a woman
nurturing
that's
to
gonna
you as well.
neglect.
No, that's a big.
No, I'm a
No,
no, me. I'm just saying personally. I want to see a woman that's gonna take care of her kids. Like she's not gonna just put them in child care
Yeah.
like every day. Like she takes care of her kids.
She
Like
raises-
I know
she
that
raises
my
kids.
kids are being taken care of, not just from like my ability to take care of them, but from like a woman's ability, that woman love.
But you
No,
I see
honestly,
what
like
you're
I said,
saying.
I want her to be
Nurture.
nurturing to me as well. Like, forget the kids.
I've
Like,
dated-
at
I've
some-
Forget the kid.
forget
Yo,
the kids.
fuck
I
it.
No,
said,
I've dated cold women.
yo, huh?
I've dated cold women that aren't nurturing. Yo, that's a big difference, bro. When you date a woman that's not nurturing to her man, it's very cold.
Yeah,
Very.
yeah.
Like you can't. I
But
feel like
a nurturing woman's a submissive woman.
It's a big attribute to a submissive woman to be nurturing.
absolutely. It's not like I'm expecting you to come to me on hand and foot,
Yeah.
but like I'm expecting you to like if I'm having a problem or if something is going on with my life, like you bring that emotional aspect that I may be lacking. Like I'm thinking of how can I correct this, but I can't cry, so I need you to cry for me.
No.
Like in a sense.
Yo,
Yeah.
you know like how women don't like we don't want to listen to a woman's problems. Like they had like a bad day. We don't want to listen to that shit because it's usually some bullshit. But yo, usually our problems are worth listening to. Like if we have a bad day, it's usually worth listening to.
That's like a relative thing, right? Like, yo, your problems are important to you,
To you.
and her problems are.
Yeah, but
Yo,
have you ever like
No,
yo,
I think there's
even women don't want to listen to women's problems.
all right. So I get what you're saying, right? Like I get it. The iron broke today. Okay, like yeah, like I get it.
Like you believe what my coworker did to her boyfriend's cousin's sister? Like what?
All
What?
right.
Why do
So-
you know that?
Why are you guys talking about this at work? First of all,
Before we wrap this up, I do want to bring up one more topic that was actually brought up to one of our subscribers. I forget Abi Soul, right? Is been very showing a lot of love lately. Big shout out to you, bro. But he said, yo, black women are actually very submissive when the man is handling his own, right? And it made me think, right? That is true. I feel like to earn submissiveness from a black woman, you have to be on your shit, right? Like they
Right.
don't play that, right? Like black women are typically not submissive to bums,
To
right?
be honest, I don't even think it's selective to black women. I think it's urban. Urban women are
But here's it got me thinking, right? Like,
nah, there be some like
because
there be some bum ass niggas out there with submissive women.
but I feel like that's not. I feel like black women are typically not submissive to bums, but there are a lot of Spanish and white women, right, that are submissive to bum dudes.
I think it's because it's
I
in
didn't
their
want to
culture.
put a face on it, but
No, it is what it is. Yo,
It's in their
Spanish
culture,
women
bro.
are submissive to like the biggest bums. Like you don't have to have shit going on, and they'd be like,
That's a wild fucking statement.
that is wild.
am I bugging?
I never even thought about that, bro.
it's wild.
Think about a lot of
I
Spanish
don't think
women
you
that
are.
Hey, hello.
I don't think you're bugging.
My name is Dudes. Let me just. I have lost the battle to a bum ass nigga, to a black girl before.
Okay.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know, bro. I think like Spanish women are just
They're-
submissive by nature. Like
they're
so-
submissive.
so they're
by
supposed
nature,
to
yeah,
submit.
yeah.
Yo, but I don't think it's
they're raised to submit regardless. Like
Yeah, but you
regardless
think
of
it's
whatever
not-
stature.
No, is it nature or is it nurture?
No, nurture. Definitely nurture.
It's nurture.
Definitely nurture.
That's what I'm saying. Yo,
Nurture.
so in general, right? To conclude this episode, black women are less submissive than other women, right? Because it seems like even women of other races, they're submissive to dudes that aren't even worth being submissive to, right?
Because they're
It's-
taught to.
Exactly. But yo, for you to get a black woman to be submissive to you, you have to earn it. You know, it's like, yo, a lot of men are lazy, right? Like, yo, you don't want to earn like the submissiveness. Like,
You think it's
Yo,
possible?
I don't agree with that statement.
Okay.
I think that there's like women out there that are finding these guys that are like worth being submissive to, and they're still not being submissive.
no,
And I could give.
Yeah,
I know.
I said-
I have examples.
no, I agree with that. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
No, what
You-
I'm saying is there's women out there right there.
And I'm talking about black women that are still not
No, yeah.
submissive
Yeah.
to like men that are worth being submissive to.
No, I know. I brought that up right like the first 15 minutes of this. So yeah, I agree with that.
No, I think that there are some.
Remember I was telling you like I was
Yeah, no,
I was
no,
in a position like where I
thought
should have
you-
been a woman should have been submissive to me because I checked all the boxes, but she wasn't. And she was a black woman. So I agree
Okay.
with what you're saying.
Okay,
What I'm
all
saying
right.
is I think there's women out there that are submissive when they shouldn't even be. But I think those are usually like I said, the Spanish or white women.
I don't think you had mentioned something before. You were like, black women are able to. Black women can be submissive when they're with somebody that they're supposed to be submissive to. I don't think a dominant person can change.
I disagree with that.
relationship. I don't think that you can change overall.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think if you're dominant by nature, that's who you are.
Yeah, I think Asian women are like the most submissive there
Yeah.
are.
I'll give you that. No, but here's what I think, right? Because I think there is nature in you, right? The position of a woman by nature is to be submissive, right? There's the nurture aspect of it where she is groomed to be dominant, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think 98% of women are not supposed to be dominant. I think there's
Right.
like those outliers that are dominant by nature. I think they're gonna have a hard time like in the dating world. But I think most women, especially black women that are dominant or that are not submissive, were groomed into that position or was brought up in an environment that made them that way. And I think once they find the man that's gonna make them submissive, they're gonna conform happily.
No, I don't think it will be happily. I think it'll be happily for the time, just the same way how the man is. I think the
Okay.
man will conform happily, being submissive, but by nature, he's not supposed to be that. In a sense, like I feel like, by nature, a woman is supposed to be submissive, but if her personality trait is to be dominant, at some point, it's gonna wear thin. I think at some point, she's just gonna be unhappy.
She's gonna become a lesbian.
That might be it.
They're gonna become a lesbian.
At some point, she's gonna be unhappy. She's gonna be like,
Pull
"Yo,
up
this
the
And she's
strap.
man,
gonna,
this
she's
man
gonna
is
be,
trying to control me."
she's gonna be a
Right.
lesbian, and she's gonna have a submissive woman.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, yo, I disagree with you. I think the woman's nature is to be submissive. I think sometimes it takes the right man to get it out of them. You disagree?
I don't think.
But I
it's
think
possible, bro.
we're gonna leave it on that note. Anything y'all want to say before you leave today?
We love black women. Like we don't hate y'all.
No, we do. I mean, our kids.
I don't hate you.
Wait, what?
I don't hate black women. I just want to leave it at that. Like
This guy be confusing me all day. We do love black women. You guys are queens. That's it. Like that's it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Help us get to 500 subscribers. We are almost there. Especially the ones that are coming in from TikTok. We do appreciate y'all. So make sure y'all subscribe, hit that fucking like button, ring that bell. Let's get to 500.